Thank you very much. New at 3, the historic Old Daisy Theater on Beale Street has a new tenant. Yesterday, the council approved a lease for Beale Street Development Corporation to set up shop inside the Old Daisy as well as in the office space next door. Here to talk more about what this means and other new developments within the City Council is Council Chairman Jay Ford Canale. Chairman, always glad to have you back here on the News at 3. How have you been doing?
Happy to be here. Great.
Before we get into what's going on with the new Daisy and other developments around town, I do want to talk to you about XAI. It seems like the council is moving closer to directing some tax dollars from that project to really benefit surrounding communities. Where do we stand with that and why?
Yeah, so we went through second reading yesterday. We'll have the third reading coming up in 2 weeks, and some changes could be made. But basically what it is XAI didn't ask for any tax abatements when they came here. So this is kind of a reverse pilot. We're going to take a portion of their tax proceeds and put it back and invest it in the community surrounding XAI's campus, which I think is a win-win for a neighborhood that historically hasn't had as much investment. And it's only going to go to public infrastructure, city-owned assets, and then funneled through some nonprofits for some low-income families to do home improvements. So the money will be well spent. That's the thing that you want to make sure is that the money's not just thrown away, that it is put back into, one, our own assets to improve the neighborhood and the infrastructure, but also to help some low-income families make some much-needed home improvements.
I know we were talking about this a little bit before we came on. Do you think this might help turn the temperature down a little bit? Because, as you know, it seems like we have people very passionate on both sides of this issue, especially those in surrounding communities.
I think so. I think it shows that XAI is committed to being a good neighborhood partner, but also the city being a good steward of the tax dollars generated from the XAI project.
Ford, what about also future XAI projects in the Memphis area? Will they likely do the same, you hope? Or?
We'll see. We'll see how this one turns out, and if we have positive feedback and we get some good infrastructure advancements made and then help some people in some low-income areas with some home improvements, then I think you could possibly see it on campus number 2.
Some other issues, of course, affecting a lot of folks in Memphis and Shelby County. The latest going on with MATA, and a lot of people are just saying it has been unfortunately mismanaged. How do you see that? Has anything recently kind of given you more confidence that MATA can really do a good job of serving the people of Memphis and Shelby County?
Yes, so Alex, as you know, MATA has been a mess and it's taken up a lot of our time, but we want to make sure that we get it right. So until now, MATA has kind of operated autonomously except for their board, and they were just a grantee of the money that the city gave them, which was a substantial amount of their budget, $30 million, and we didn't really direct where the money was spent or necessarily know where the money was spent. With the resolution passed yesterday, they have to come to us monthly with receipts and where the money's going so that we have a better eye and there is more transparency on where the money is being spent, but also that it's being spent in the right ways. They also have to report to us on their routes. If route changes, they have to report to us on HR changes. If there are any incidents that happen, they have to report that to us as well. So that was a resolution passed yesterday. That will start in August. Then we had the first reading of an ordinance introduced by Councilman Carlisle, which will tag on to the Transit Equity Fund that we created a few years ago under Mayor Strickland's administration. And that has to do with expiring pilots. So we identified a number of expiring pilots that would not be renewed, and that money would go into a fund over time could build up to $30 million annually to help advance transit in the city of Memphis. So what we have to do, or what we will do with this ordinance, if it's passed, and I believe it will, some changes may be made because we've only gone through first reading, is the money will stay in this fund. It will not revert back to the general fund if it's unspent. Everything has to come through council for approval, and any money spent has to be spent on transit or mobility within the city of Memphis.
So it seems like right through here now, you're going to be keeping a very watchful eye on what's going on with MATA.
Yes, I think with any corporation, you trust your CEO and your board to do the right thing, and when they don't, you make a change. I commend Mayor Young for making the change at the CEO position and also with the board change. So hopefully under this new system that we're creating, and then when we get a new CEO and TransPro leaves town, they were never intended to stay long term, that under these new parameters that MATA will run much more efficiently and truly serve the citizens of Memphis and can be a reliable source of transportation, which we know so many need.
Definitely so. Let's talk about some other projects very quickly here. We heard about the new agreement with the Old Daisy Theater, what's happening there. We also have a lot of people kind of keeping a watchful eye on what's going on with the old Oak Court Mall and the future there. We know demolition will likely start very soon in some other parts of it. And of course, the old Southwest Twin Theater in kind of the Westwood, Southwest Memphis area. Where do we stand?
So starting with the Old Daisy, it was a terrific agreement to come up with Mrs. Catron. She has been having issues and going back and forth with legal disputes over the Old Daisy and her late husband, Randall Catron, dating back to the 70s.
Okay.
They were some of the first tenants on Beale Street. And it's good to have her be a part of Beale Street as we move to the future for the next 50 years. She's committed to doing meaningful programming through the Old Daisy, and we're glad to have that settled, and we're glad to have the Catron family be a part of our future.
Sounds good. What about Oak Court Mall? Where do we stand there? Are you hearing some things that you like so far?
Oak Court Mall is an exciting development, arguably some of the most valuable real estate right now in East Memphis that is up for reuse. You're taking a declining mall that has really lost a number of its tenants over the years and transforming it, hopefully, into something truly special that is meaningful to the city core and that it's walkable. And so right now, the plans would be for retail, possibly a hotel, and then some residential. Those plans are still fluid. You'll see some meaningful amendments made at the August 5th meeting when we hear it a little bit longer. But I do want to commend Councilman Spinoza, District 5 representative, was active in the negotiations or talks with the neighbors, and I say the developers have been very good of listening to the neighbors' concerns.
And for it last but not least, Southwest Twin Drive-In. A lot of folks pass that way on South 3rd or Highway 61. What's the future there? Could this be really transformative?
Yes, that's some real nostalgia there. That's a very meaningful piece of property, 21 acres in the South Memphis area that's truly connected to Whitehaven. And when we get the police precinct and the library built, and then open air for food trucks or outdoor events, but plus the outdoor movie theater coming back online. And I think it's going to be truly transformative, but also with our investment through the city, I think you'll see that will spur other investment in that neighborhood and help clean up not only just a blighted piece of property, but a blighted area, and you'll see more investment dollars coming.
A lot of folks are going to say it's about time.
It's a true win for the neighborhood.
Jay Fortcanale, always glad to have you here. Come on back anytime.
Absolutely.
I
appreciate you having me.
My pleasure. A short break. Back in a moment.